Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I thought it would be fun if I shared with you guys 5 fragrances from my collection that I thought would be fantastic for springtime. I know I do these videos pretty much once a year where I choose different fragrances for different seasons, but since my collection does grow and change, I like to reevaluate what's in my collection and see if I would make any changes or stick with the same things and things like that. So I've chosen 5 fragrances from my collection that I think would be amazing for springtime wear. So if you guys are interested, then keep watching. I like to be transparent with you guys. This video is not sponsored by anybody whatsoever, and every single one of these fragrances I purchased with my own money. There are some cases where some lists, I might have a bottle that was given to me to review in the past, but that doesn't affect any further videos and doesn't even affect that one. I will always be honest with you guys, but whenever I include those bottles and lists, it's because I usually really love them and I think they're appropriate for the occasion. But I do like to let you guys know each time any of those bottles or any of those fragrances are a part of my videos. This video, every single one of these bottles was purchased by me and in no way was given to me to review in past videos. I know some people, it really matters that they know where the bottles came from when it comes to reviewers, and I'm always going to be transparent with you guys. That being said, these bottles do vary in price. There are designer, really easily accessible, and more luxury, higher end priced fragrances. I tried to choose these blindly. I tried to choose fragrances that I personally myself am going to be really excited to wear for the springtime and fit the theme of spring. To me, obviously, florals and flowers, but to me, spring is more of like a playful time. It's a youthful time. It's really excited. Everything's warming up. You see a real definitive change in your environment, in your surroundings, and a lot of times people really get excited to wear more lighter and brighter scents that they weren't able to wear in the winter time. So I tried to choose fragrances that I thought would fit a variety of different environments. Maybe you have cooler springs, maybe you have hotter springs, and ones that would also be very well to be very versatile. You could wear them in the daytime and the evening. There's no particular order with these fragrances, so let's get into it. The first one I'm going to talk about is probably one of the more expensive fragrances on this list. I was a little hesitant to include it, but I really think it is perfect for springtime, and it's from Roja Parfums, and it's the Lily Eau de Parfum. This is a really beautiful light floral. It's got this kind of silky sweetness to that, which you come to expect with lily fragrances. What I like most about this, there's a honeyed sweetness to this, but there's also a little tiny bit of bitter grayness in the background, which I think lends itself really well to springtime. You think of green, fresh air, cool breezes, and this is around the time that I actually purchased this fragrance, and it works really well in my environment being very hot and humid, while at the same time in cooler environments, because it is a little bit sweeter and a tiny bit heavier, it would work really nicely if you're one of those people that have the luxury of living in an area where your spring times are a lot cooler and less humid. I think this is a gorgeous fragrance. Definitely not for everybody. Price point doesn't make this as accessible as other fragrances in my collection, but it's nonetheless one that I think is absolutely beautiful, and if you have the opportunity to get a decant or sample it, I definitely think it's well worth checking out. I really love it. Now to save a few bucks, you can obviously get to the Eau de Parfum. There are other versions of this. I love this one specifically. It works amazingly well, has great longevity, and really nice projection. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Lily, and it made this list. The only reason why I was a little hesitant to add it onto this list is the price point, and it's harder to find, but it is nonetheless still very beautiful and appropriate for springtime. Next one is way more accessible and probably already in a lot of people's collection, and I think that this is a beautiful classic fragrance, and if you're trying to put together a very well-rounded collection and you like classics and you like very youthful scents and you like things that a lot of people are going to compliment you on and it's going to give you a lot of confidence, I really think this fragrance is beautiful, and it's a classic for a reason, and it's Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel. Now the reason why I like this one particularly for springtime is it is way more youthful than any of the other Chanel fragrances, besides probably Chance and Le No. 5, Chanel No. 5 Le. But what I love most about this is there is a sophistication to this fragrance without it losing any of its playfulness, and I just think it's a really beautiful scent. This is a great scent to wear out. This is a great scent to wear if you're just going out to lunch, if you're going to a date, if you're going to a business engagement, if you're just hanging around in sweats at your house, eating ice cream, watching TV. You can really do whatever you want with this scent, and it's appropriate, and I think it is such a versatile scent and such a beautiful scent to have in your collection. And I really think it is beautiful, beautiful for spring. Most people will probably be wearing Chanel No. 5 and Coco Noir in the winter time and the fall, and so I think this is a beautiful scent to bring out when the weather changes. One is when I was trying to think of flowers. What is a floral scent to me that smells like spring, but is not your stereotypical floral scent? And when I think of flowers and you think of birds and flowers and insects and changing seasons, I think of like a sweetness and a lightness, and I thought that this fragrance was pretty appropriate and one that I love to wear just year round, but I thought would be really, really nice in springtime, especially if you like really sweet floral fragrances. And it's Hummingbird from Zoologist. Now this fragrance is very nectar-esque. It does smell like nectar. It's a little bit fruity without it being a specific fruit, but the florals in this are absolutely beautiful. I like this scent a lot because it kind of smells like a flower, like the flower nectar. It smells wet, it smells very pretty, it smells very youthful and young. But at the same time, this is one of the scents that I think would translate well to anybody wearing it. Now, I assume fragrance is genderless and also ageless. I think if you hear me talk about fragrance being more mature, more youthful, it's just more to me how it smells and not less of who can wear it. Anyone can wear whatever they want, whenever they want. And so I think that this scent, if you are scared or you do not like wearing scents that are more feminine, I feel like this one kind of pulls a little bit feminine, but I feel like if you're one of those people that likes sweet floral unisex fragrances and you don't mind it being a little bit on the feminine side, this could be a really nice pick for men or women. I do like the fact that it pulls a little bit more sweet on the honey and the fruit and less on the florals, but the longer you wear it on your skin, the florals definitely come out more and they become a little bit more predominant, which I think makes this a really beautiful scent for daytime and springtime days, afternoons, and things like that. But because it has that sweet kind of honey, thick syrupy gourmand kind of like feeling to this, and if you smell this fragrance, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking in circles right now, but definitely has a sweetness to it that's a little bit like vanilla or fruit, and because of that, I think this would be a really nice scent to wear in the evenings, probably more business casual in spring evenings if it's cool and the weather's changing, which is why I recommend this scent. Is one you see in a lot of my lists, and for a very specific reason, because it is beautiful and it's one of my favorite scents. I definitely wanted to include something a little bit more accessible in this line. So this is another designer fragrance. It's still not the cheapest thing in the world because designer scents are not cheap, but it's not Roja priced. And you hear me talk about this a lot because it's so beautiful, and it was a love at first sniff, and I just absolutely love it. And it's Donna from Valentino. Now, the reason why this one specifically is on this list is because if I think of a sweet, youthful, playful scent, one of those scents that is playful and youthful and just really fun to wear, and there's a sweetness to it, and there's a liveliness to the scent, and there's a sparkle to the scent, and it just, to me, embodies springtime. At the same time, there is a bit of a sophistication with this scent, which makes it really appropriate for evening occasions, maybe even formal occasions. Maybe not super black tie formal, but if you're going to a date or you're going out to a nice restaurant, definitely would work. And at the same time, there's a sexy suppleness to this as well that I think would work really well for daytime or evening in the spring. Less youthful in the regards of it being kind of like a cotton candy sugary mess, and more youthful as just kind of a coming into your own type of fragrance. And I feel like spring is a coming into your own type of season. The flowers start to bloom, animals come out and make baby animals, and generally overall there's a lot of rebirth when it comes down to the world in regards to flora and fauna. And I feel like this is a beautiful celebration of that while still being a very sophisticated and beautiful and very wearable, easy scent to wear. There we go. And that is why Donna made it to this list. Last is not number one or number 5. These aren't ranked in order, but I did want to choose something that was in contrast to Donna. To me, again, Donna is a very youthful, playful, sparkly scent, and I wanted to choose something that was a little bit more mature and even kind of dated, but still at the same time very youthful and youthful and easy to wear. And I wanted to choose something that was a musky floral. To me, that was a little bit more appropriate for evening, but would still work in the daytime if you wanted to wear it during the day. And it is Fleurissimo from I wear this as often as possible. It's just a gorgeous scent to wear. It does not take much. You really just need a spritz or two. You can definitely, a little bit goes a long way. And there's definitely like a contrast to the composition of this fragrance to the composition of this fragrance. It definitely has kind of that deep muskiness that Creed is known for in a lot of their fragrances. But there is a brightness to this scent and there is a playfulness to this scent that I think blends itself and balances out that musky note really beautifully. And I love those. I love the complexity and scents. I like it when there's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And this is one of those scents that has that, but there's still a brightness to this that I think makes it really appropriate for the springtime. And so if you're looking for a luxurious, really nice, different scent to wear that might not be your standard, of course I would pick that one scent to wear in the springtime. I think Fleurissimo is a perfect choice, and it's why it made it to this list, and it's one that I'm definitely going to be wearing a lot come springtime. This list was a little bit different than what you guys might expect, but I really like choosing from my collection whenever it comes down to recommending lists or layering or anything like that, or top lists, because I do have a very intimate knowledge of all these fragrances. I do wear them and I own them, and in most cases I've purchased them all full price. So for me, this is a list of fragrances that I can stand behind and say, if you're looking for a nice variety of different things to wear for spring, one of these might fit your needs, desires, budgets, tastes, who knows. But these are my recommendations. They're not for everybody, but I do hope you liked this list in this video. I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you think any of these fragrances are not appropriate for spring? Or what fragrances are you excited to wear? I know spring is starting, I think it's officially March 20th. So I wanted to get this video out a week or two earlier if you guys are like me and you start buying your seasonal fragrances. So anyway, those are my top 5 fragrances from my collection for spring. I hope you liked this video. As always, guys, if you like my fragrance videos and reviews and things like that, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe because it's free and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy. Have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time.